welcome back. So, Mark Strike, you asked the question, who win a fight, Snake Eyes or Blade? Now, in my mind, it was a well, maybe not clear-cut answer, but it did seem pretty odd. It seemed like an overall, yeah, it seemed to make sense. The more I looked into it, though, no, the more I'm like, these guys are pretty evenly matched in many ways. Snake Eyes, a real name not known, is a ninja forged, if you will, from the Arashikage. Is it Arashikage? Arashikage clan. I think that's the pronunciation. I could be butchering that. But he is considered to be the greatest product of that clan's ever produced, apart from Storm Shadow. He was disfigured in a helicopter accident, though. Has had plastic surgery to fix the damage, but he still has scars, and he's lost the use of his vocal cords. He can't speak. But Storm Shadow, Snake Eyes is one of the toughest SOBs in all the Joes. He regularly raids Cobra bases by himself and takes them out the team. He's strong enough to break boulders with his hands, headbutt a guy in the face. He's a master in over a dozen martial arts. He's a skilled master swordsman, master marksman. He can sense chi. He can fight blind, no problem. He can regularly blitz his opponents, can dodge gunfire. In terms of his weaponry, he usually has a large arsenal, including Uzis on his back, I believe a 1911 Colt on his side, grenades, his trusty sword, which is steel forged, I believe. Sometimes he'll carry two, normally carries one. Flashbangs. He normally has a very large arsenal on him. An extra combat knife. He is the true epitome of a ninja. And he's always probably the highlight in a G.I. Joe movie. Blade, or Eric Brooks, was bitten. Obviously, we know the story if you ever watched a Blade movie at all. He was bitten by his mother was bitten by a vampire while she was still pregnant with him. He became a hybrid. Physically, he can lift about a ton. He is able to move fast enough to, again, dodge gunfire, leap tall buildings in the Signal Valley. He can leap pretty high. He does have a regenerative healing factor. Not quite. Wolverine once said it was on par with his. I find that debatable. He's also skilled in about half a dozen martial arts or so. So he's a master swordsman, master marksman. Carries a lot of weaponry on him, although a lot of his weaponry is more tailored to deal with vampires. For instance, a silver bullet is perfect for killing a vampire. It's effective in killing a human. But silver as a whole isn't the best metal to make weaponry out or make ammunition out of to begin with. It's too malleable. It doesn't have the best trajectory either. But he's highly skilled in combat. He's has enhanced physical capabilities, durability as well. He is a master marksman, swordsman, as I said, driver. Not that that would really matter in this fight. These guys ultimately, when you can break it down, are actually pretty evenly matched. Snake Eyes and Blade. Both are masters in multiple disciplines of martial arts. Both are master swordsmen. Both are stronger than your average individual. So the question really breaks down to who in a fight. Well, these two came to blows with each other. Let's say Snake Eyes ends up fighting Blade during one of his missions, and Blade kills some people, and Snake Eye wants answers, and Blade doesn't want to give them. They'll end up fighting. Now, in terms of body armor, these guys' body armor are pretty comparable to each other. Like Kevlar versus Kevlar. I think Snake Eyes is a different mixture of things, not just Kevlar. Like this whole bodysuit, he's not just wearing a skin type bodysuit. He is wearing armor under there. So I mean, these guys would be just trading shots for a little while. But Snake Eye, here's right off the bat where Blade stands at a disadvantage. Blade certainly has weapons that can kill people. He does, like not vampires, but people. His sword can generally kill a person. His guns can kill a person, absolutely. But he also has like stakes, which could kill a person, but you gotta get in close. Garlic, unless you're allergic, is not going to do anything. Some artificial sunlight stuff. That none of that's going to do anything to Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes, on the other hand, and even if he did have like a flash bomb or something like that, or a flashbang, Snake Eyes can fight blind, no problem. Snake Eyes, though, has weapons that are just designed to kill in general, like grenades, firearms, all that. So he immediately starts throwing a grenade or two. Blade's got to get out of the way. Snake Eyes can capitalize on that. Maybe Blade gets nicked or something like that, and now he gets a little pissed. Maybe throws a couple blades at him like a shuriken-esque style weapons. Snake Eyes carry shurikens, so he throws some shurikens back, throws some kunais as well. One of the kunais has another grenade attached to it, so Blade has to get out of the way. Then these two get into a close quarters fight. Now, in a close quarters fight, Blade has the edge overall in a physical confrontation. He's just naturally stronger thanks to his hybrid physiology. But I'm going to have to give the skill advantage to Snake Eyes. He's just a more disciplined, more mastered martial artist when you actually break down how many martial arts these guys know. In fact, let me get this down. Let me break this up real quick, see if I can go back to where I read up how many martial arts he knows. So yeah, it was Comic Vine I found it on. Comic Vine is a pretty good site. I don't usually go to it for my main source of information, but they're a pretty good site. So disciplines of training of martial arts that he knows. So Snake Eyes is a master in martial arts. Let's see. I'm trying to remember exactly where it said how many styles of martial arts he actually knows. Try windmill. Like look at all the stuff he normally carries on him. But in terms of like just the standard training, karate, kung fu, jiu-jitsu, ninjutsu, taekwondo, among others, advanced infantry training and MACV recon school. Okay, so I might have gotten a little wrong with say about a dozen or so, but he still knows at least 6 known disciplines, plus among others, and advanced infantry training, which means he has military training, which Blade does not have. Blade more or less grew up on the streets and then got taken in by someone. There's a difference. He got taken in by Whistler, so there's a difference between the two. Blade, now, that being said, knows, and this is actually going to be a big difference between the two in terms of how skilled they are in their own disciplines. Blade, I'll give Blade this. He does know more martial arts, overall styles. He knows boxing, which apparently Snake Eyes doesn't actually know straight boxing, though I'd be surprised if he didn't. So I'll give him that. But he knows Capoeira. Okay, Snake Eyes doesn't know that. Give him that. He knows Eskrima fighting, which is stick fighting, which you got to give us the likelihood that Snake Eyes does know that. Jeet Kune Do, okay, I'll give him that as well. He does not know that. Jiu-Jitsu, which Snake Eyes does know. Shotokan Karate, which is a different form of karate. Kung Fu, which, yes, he knows that as well. And Ninjutsu, which, again, Snake Eyes knows as well. So, okay, I'll give the Blade this. He knows more disciplines than Snake Eyes does. I'll absolutely give him that. But Snake Eyes is a full-on master of those. Whereas Blade, I'm certain by anyone's normal measure would be a master. He is, after training with Jamar Arfar and various other private searchers, his main form of combat is a mixture of boxing. It's a mixture of all of these. So it's pretty much kind of like a Batman sort of thing where he's made his own style, even though he's mastered all of them, or is at least trained in all of them. Whereas Snake Eyes is a master in all of these and can easily go from one or the other. Plus, he has advanced infantry fighting. And his arsenal is honestly better than Blade's, if I'm going to be honest. Additional gear, firearms, 1 second, various grenades, bolt cutter, table computer, suction cups. I know he has body armor. I'm wondering why that's not coming up here. Snow climbing gear. Because it'd be kind of silly for him not to be wearing body armor. Otherwise, because that would make no sense to me in terms of, just mentally, that makes no sense to me. Or practically, honestly, it doesn't make any sense. But, I mean, it's not saying he's wearing body armor, but I have to believe he's wearing, but he has his pet dog named Timber. At one point, though, Timber passed away. Very sad. I have to believe he's got body armor on. But anyway, yeah, he has various grenades, which you could easily use to one-up Blade. Apparently, he's also carries additional gear like nunchucks, tri-blade windmill shuriken, large-style shuriken, what you see in Naruto, which is a windmill shuriken, jutsu, that thing. But Blade, but between these guys, I still give the edge in actual straight combat to Snake Eyes, simply on the grounds that Blade is using a mixture of styles that I'm sure he's highly proficient in, but maybe didn't master all of them because there's nothing that said he mastered them. Whereas Snake Eyes is a legitimate master ninja martial artist. And it's a matter of the guy who mixed things up. Can he take on a legitimate master? Add on military training, and that's a different thing entirely. Add on also to the fact that when you actually go sword to sword, Blade's sword is. Now, I've heard said he's used adamantium to edge swords as well, but his main sword is a titanium acid-edged blade, whereas Snake Eyes is a his main blade from the Mikimoto blade, legendary Arashikage. There we go, Arashikage. That's what I was trying to say. Blades forged by Unihashi. Laminated steel are considered for all intent and purposes unbreakable. See, his is laminated steel versus titanium. Steel generally wins that fight between steel and titanium. Titanium's lightweight and durable. Steel is a lot stronger usually. So because of that, I got to give weapon-wise the edge to Snake Eyes in this case. So they'll duke it out for a while. But unfortunately, Snake Eyes doesn't have a healing factor. Now, he can actually control his blood flow, which is interesting. Which means he can fake death, which also means he can prevent himself from bleeding, but he's not healing himself up. Blade can actually heal himself up because he does have a healing factor. So, I mean, whatever injuries are being these guys are taking, Blade's actually healing from him, whereas Snake Eyes is just keeping death at bay, basically. And Snake Eyes is smart enough to realize this and take action. So basically what he would more than likely do is probably throw a flashbang right in front of their face. Now, Blade usually wears his sunglasses, but with enhanced senses, that would still probably blind him temporarily. Snake Eyes would then probably strike at him. Blade might grab a grenade from his belt, throw it at him, do another flashbang in front of him, thinking he blinds Snake Eyes. But Snake Eyes can fight blind, no problem. Counteracts Blade, who's surprised by this, and then basically Snake Eyes just backs off, and Blade's just like, well, what's he planning now? All of a sudden he hears another grenade on his. Here's a beep and sees a grenade, pulls up, but then gets basically there's an explosion and he gets seriously injured. Maybe it doesn't kill him, but he gets dangerously injured. And Snake Eyes ultimately I think would be the winner. Now, why do I honestly think Snake Eyes is the winner? Especially after going back and reviewing Snake Eyes versus Blade's like actual combat to combat abilities, and Blade technically having an advantage in terms of straight combat physical ability. It comes down to this. It comes down to really three things. A, Snake Eyes actually has the better overall arsenal when you break it down beat by beat. Is that their swords. Honestly, his sword was better. Firearms. He carries more firearms than Blade. Blade's weapons are more generally tailored to taking out vampires than they are people. They can take out people, but only a certain sect of his equipment can take out people, whereas all of Snake Eyes' tech can take out people. So right off the bat, you have better weaponry. You also have better, honestly, you have better training, or tactics, I should say. Because, and I think that's where you really got to factor it is that Snake Eyes isn't just a straight ninja. He's military trained, whereas, yes, Blade's trained with masters, but it's not the same. Snake Eyes goes on regular raids and takes out Cobra bases on his own. Blade sure does that with vampires as well, but it's not quite the same thing when you're doing that on a regular basis. And Snake Eyes is doing this as a human, whereas Blade has the advantage of being a hybrid. But more than anything, I think it's the fact that it's the fact that he is a master ninja, and I mean like a legitimate master ninja, considered the best his clan ever made, save for Storm Shadow. And Blade isn't a master anything except maybe a vampire hunter. He is a highly skilled, highly proficient, and maybe a master combatant, but that's about it. Whereas Storm Shadow has all the Snake Eyes has all the ninja training that comes along with that, and the mastery that comes along with that discipline as well. So I'm gonna actually give this fight to Snake Eyes, But I'll admit, this is a close fight. Like, this fight could, in theory, go any way. And I will not argue with anyone who thinks Blade should or would win. Honestly, looking back on it, I might even, if I were to redo this fight again, I might possibly give the edge to Blade, but I have to really would review it again, go over all the facts. Going by what I looked over today, I will say it's probably going to be Snake Eyes who gets the majority win. But again, if you think different, that's cool. Put in the comments below. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Ideas for would win, Star Wars, superhero, magic, what if, anything you do on the channel. Put that in the comments below as well. I'll get to that at some point. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. See you next time. Happy Christmas Eve, and I'll see you on Christmas Day for a what if and who would win that, yes, I will be doing. So have a good one, and happy holidays.